The impeachment discussions about Donald Trump are getting both very concrete and much less, I guess, abstract by definition. The chairman of the House Judiciary is Congressman Jerry Nadler. Nadler is now saying that Robert Mueller's report contains, quote, very substantial evidence that Donald Trump is, quote, guilty of high crimes and misdemeanors. Now, you may know that there's a particular relevance to that term. High crimes and misdemeanors are impeachable offenses. And this is sort of setting the table for Robert Mueller's testimony later this week on Wednesday, where Nadler says Mueller must be allowed to spell this out in detail in front of the committee. If there were to be impeachment hearings, it would be Nadler's House Judiciary Committee which would lead them. And there is not agreement among the Democratic Party about whether they should pursue impeachment at this point. There are more than 80 Democrats who called for starting the impeachment inquiry immediately. There are some prominent Democrats, like Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Nadler himself, who have been resistant to it. So the breaking news is not Nadler thinks there's evidence. Okay, I want to cut right to sort of like the core of what's important here. It's time for the impeachment discussion to become really specific and narrow, okay? Because it's not good, it's not healthy, it's not productive that every time some little thing happens, oh, now might be the time for impeachment, but it might not. And Pelosi says no, and who knows who says yes. I've been saying for months now that there should be an impeachment inquiry. That starts in the House, and that should start immediately or as soon as possible. That's been my position. Get the contents of the Mueller report out in public. Make everything in the report known to as many people as possible. But Democrats need to make a decision about this, and they need to make that decision very soon. Robert Mueller testifies Wednesday. If the content of the report justifies an impeachment inquiry, which I believe it does, remember the inquiry is just step one in the entire process, then that inquiry should start immediately after Robert Mueller's testimony. I happen to believe, having read the report, that the contents do justify an impeachment inquiry. If it's time to do it, then let's do it. If the idea, and this is a respectable position, some have the idea that it would be more damaging to Donald Trump to start the impeachment inquiry in, say, 6 months, because the 2020 election will be more ramped up at that point in time. There would be more disruption of Trump's campaign to be done at that time, when right now it's really just the Democratic primary that's getting attention. That's fine. Let's come to that agreement and let's shut our mouths about it until that point. The constant back and forth, the Democrats fighting with each other about impeachment inquiry versus not, it will not help remove Trump in 2020. The most effective path forward would be let Mueller speak on Wednesday, publicize what he says, and allow the truth of that testimony to foment a deserved outrage in the United States. We're going to learn much more very soon about the Jeffrey Epstein case. And it is quite possible that Donald Trump will be implicated in some of those documents in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not for the alleged child rape that Donald Trump was accused of, but possibly. Let's get that information out into the open and allow that to grow the outrage in the country. This could easily build for the next 5 to 7 months. And then it could be the perfect time to start the impeachment inquiry when it would be most damaging to Donald Trump. Now, some of you will hear me talking about this and you'll be outraged, concerned, trolling. David, are you suggesting that Dems play politics with the timing of something as serious as impeachment? Yeah, I am. That's what I'm doing. We need to win, okay? The right plays politics with the lives of undocumented immigrants seeking asylum. The right plays politics with the lives of civilians in Iran, as Donald Trump authorizes and then cancels a strike on Iran. They play politics with debt and deficit and taxes and health care. I'm saying it's okay to play politics with the timing of the impeachment inquiry, plus or minus a few months. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's time to stop losing. If calculating the timing of an impeachment inquiry in order to most damage Trump is what we have to do, it is nothing compared to what they've done. But Democrats need to decide what the plan is like now, because the worst possible thing they can do is just continue public infighting about it for the next 6 months or 12 months or all the way to the 2020 election. That's how Trump wins. I don't want him to win. So it's time to really think about it. Do we want to do it now? Do we want to do it in 6 months or not at all? And if that's the case, we focus on the 2020 election. But the infighting's got to stop and the back and forth has to end today. Let me know what you think. I'm on Twitter at @DPakman. The show is on Twitter at David Pakman Show. Follow both of us there. Today's program brought to you in part by Blinkist.com/Pakman. Blinkist is a great service that I use all the time. What they do is they take thousands of the most popular nonfiction books, including the newest bestsellers. They condense them into 15-minute audiobooks that you can listen to, and you still get the most crucial information and insights from each book. And I've listened to a ton of books on Blinkist. I recently checked out Soccernomics by Simon Cooper. We do have, after all, the World Cup going on recently. We also have been talking about BS Jobs, and there is a great new book, BS Jobs by David Graeber, which I listen to on Blinkist. They're constantly adding new books to the platform. You will never run out of fascinating and critically acclaimed books to enjoy. And our audience can get a 7-day free trial by going to Blinkist.com/Pakman. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm putting a link in the video description. And after the free trial, if you like it, you can continue enjoying thousands of condensed audiobooks for about $5 a month. That's BLINKIST.com/PAKMAN.